Well, you can't really blame the Leafs on this one. Leafs lose 4-1, with an empty netter, of course, against the New York Rangers, second night of a back-to-back in MSG. And the Leafs dominate the game from start to finish. However, well, I guess not for the first 21 seconds, I guess. But, 28 seconds, excuse me. But for the entirety of this game, the Leafs were offense, offense, offense. Problem, you score one goal. You know what? And again, we talked about in that Montreal game, the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of every period kills you. The first 28 seconds, Mika Zibanejad scores his 23rd of the year, leaves down early. Midway through the first, however, Kasperi Kapanen absolutely rips one past Georgiev. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a really tricky name. Kapanen finally gets off the snide. He gets his 16th, unassisted, and the Leafs have tied the game. 4 minutes after that, however, Jimmy Vesey scores his 12th, and the Rangers have a 2-1 lead. And what I've noticed about Garrett Sparks, I'm not here to blame him for these, but he has slow starts. He seems to come on in the second and third periods, but in the first, he just struggles to find his way. You know, and you see give up a goal 28 seconds in. Now, I mean, you can blame if you want. I mean, I wouldn't blame him 100% because the team has to start on time too, right? And 28 seconds in is ridiculous. And the Rangers, like I said, have a 2-1 lead after one. We go to the second period. By the way, Leafs dominating shots in the first period, 22-14, 22 shots in the first period. We'll get to how this continues to get crazy. Second period, no goals. However, Leafs winning shots 17-7. We're still trailing 2-1 heading into the third. The Leafs have 39 shots after 2 periods of play. They need 11 to hit 50. And they've only given up, what is this, 23 at this point? You gotta keep peppering the pucks and find ways to get a puck into the back of the net. Third period, though, and the Leafs still peppering on the net. Can't beat Georgiev. And then Adam McQuaid rips one from the point. No screen. Garrett Sparks just misses it. Now, Freddie Anderson did miss one yesterday, so I'm not going to completely blame Garrett Sparks. But that right there, it marked the end for me because the Leafs had not been able to score. And it's not for the lack of trying. They couldn't find a way to get any pucks in the net, and Kevin Hayes with the empty netter, and that's the game. The Leafs outshoot the Rangers 56-30, and you lose 4-1. Remind you of something? Yeah, back at a month ago or something like that, against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa, Vasilevsky's first game back from being injured. The Leafs pepper him with shots. They win like 46-21 in shots. However, they lose to 4-1. Guys, I'm not angry because the Leafs dominated the game today, and we know they can score. They just couldn't buy it today. You look at the third period, you're down 3-1. I don't know who it was fired it from. I think it might have been Dermott or something. Rings it off the crossbar. Nothing you can do. It's going to either go in one day or it's not the next. It's the game of it's sports, guys. It really is. And that's why I'm not angry. Look, was Sparks great? Not so much. 3 goals on 29 shots. Again, that third goal was a little bit iffy. But what can you do? You really can't do anything about it, guys. You know what? You just got to put this game in the garbage, crumple up the score sheet, fire it in the trash, and look towards the next one. Because the next game, the Leafs are in Colorado taking on the Avalanche. It's a 9 o'clock puck drop there at the Mile High City. And all that crazy stuff there. Because there's always that talk about the elevation, and that's going to be an issue later in the game, and all that kind of stuff. By the way, guys, I don't know for sure if I will be able to do that video for you guys that night. It might be the next day. I'm not sure. I know the next game is against Vegas, not 10 o'clock. That game will be uploaded the next day. I work extremely early. I get up very early. I need to get some sleep, people. You guys know, if you guys follow the channel regularly, you know I don't do that. So I'm just giving you guys the heads up now that I'm going to need to do that for those couple games. But the Leafs got to come out on, on Tuesday against Colorado and get the first goal. Start on time. Babcock continues to preach it. And 2 games in a row now, you've given up goals in the first minute of the game. Yeah, great, you came back and won against Montreal. But you didn't today. So you can't let that happen on a gamely basis. You know, the whole joke back years ago about Jonathan Bernier being 1 goal and 1 shot, and the first shot of the game was always scary. Maybe it was Reimer, I'm not too sure. But, I mean, it was always a problem, right? And you look at the last 2 games, it's been a problem for the Leafs. The first minute of the game. You got to come out against a Colorado team that can score the puck. Either they didn't tonight against Boston. If you can find a way to contain that McKinnon, I don't know if they split up the line at all, but it's McKinnon, Landeskog, and Mikko Rantanen. If you can find a way to contain those guys, you're going to win the game. Right? The Leafs didn't in the game at home, and they lost. You got to find a way to put the puck in the net first, and get a good outing from Frederik Andersen there on Tuesday night. Look, the Leafs didn't play a bad game today. So if you're going to come on here, guys, and tell me, oh, the Leafs played like crap, yeah, they got no points. But like I said off the top, it wasn't for a lack of trying. They did their damnedest. They got 56 shots on net. That's a season high for the Leafs. A season high of 56. And you score 1 goal. How often do you think that's actually going to happen? And I'm so happy this did not happen yesterday against Montreal. I'm okay with it happening to a team like the Rangers, who are a game over 500, even though, in hindsight, the Leafs should have beat them. But I'm okay with it happening against a team like the Rangers, who are not going to be a playoff team, you know, who are not battling for a wild card spot that you have to try and get yourself above to keep them away from you in the point stats. They're a team that's not going to be in the playoffs. Yeah, you didn't get any points, and you would have loved points. Yeah, big time. But it's 1 game. You won, 4 straight before that. And as I always say, and as probably every hockey fan always says, it's not the winning streak that matters. It's what you do after you lose that 1 game. Look at the Buffalo Sabres. It's a prime example. They won 10 in a row. Everyone's like, oh, baby, the Sabres are here to play. Watch out, Atlantic Division. And since then, they've been awful. And they're out of the playoff spot now, right? They were up near the Leafs battling for that 2nd spot in the Atlantic, and now they're 2 points out of a playoff spot. They were like 10, 11 games over 500 at that one point. They're now 6 over 500. They are 4-5-1 in the last 10. They've been terrible. So it's not the winning streak that matters. It's when you have it. Also, if we lose a game, like we did today, what do they come back with against the Avalanche on Tuesday night? That's the key game. You don't win 4, lose 3, because then it defeats the purpose. You want to win 4, lose 1, win 2 or 3 more. And that is what we want to see Tuesday against the Avalanche. Would you have loved 2 points tonight in New York? Oh yeah, we always would. But no one's going to go 82-0. So you're going to lose games. But I'm okay since the Leafs way outplayed them. Then I can just say, okay, you know what? They didn't get any points today, but we won 4 straight. Turn our eyes towards Colorado on Tuesday. You come out with a victory, now we can relax a little bit, right? They lose that game, we're like, okay, now we got to think a little bit. That's 2 in a row after a 4-game win streak, right? So don't think too much about this Rangers game, guys. Would I have loved 2 points? Yes. Did we get any? No. Does it matter? Maybe in the long run, but not right this second. It doesn't mean anything in the standings. It would have been great to build some points on the Montreal Canadiens, but you don't. So you got to deal with it. All right. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed the video, and you guys really didn't enjoy the game today. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? What do you think the Leafs played tonight? You know, do you think they played a great game, or do you think they played a lackluster game, but just played a bad team, and so they got a ton of shots on net, or they were just firing everything at the net? I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game. Also, your expectations for the Tuesday night game against the Avalanche. And Evan and I will talk to you guys, podcast edition. It'll probably be either Thursday or Friday this upcoming week. Links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition as the Raptors look to continue on their nice little roll as of late. Tomorrow night, as the Raps come home to take on the Brooklyn Nets, 7:30 tip-off. Marc Gasol's second game as a Raptor. Question will be going into that game: will he start? I don't know. Serge Ibaka has been great, but you want to get Gasol some starts with that starting unit. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play it out there tomorrow. We're going to have to wait and see how that all plays out. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, as we said, they take on the Colorado Avalanche. They take on the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado on Tuesday night, 9 o'clock puck drop. All right, Freddie Anderson, Semyon Varlamov are the expected goaltenders in that game. The Avalanche have not been good lately. They have lost 7 straight. They're 2-5-3 in their last 10. That team was a playoff team not too long ago. They're now 500. The Leafs should win this game tomorrow night, not Tuesday night. What am I talking about? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.